Welcome to the 2020 series Ears to the Ground that is organized by the Corn and Soil Health Project. Today we're going to visit with Martin Bohn, who is the corn breeder in our project, and we will take a look at the organic corn nursery that is established at the University of Illinois campus. We will ask Martin to explain about the breeding objectives of the corn breeding program at Illinois and the characteristics of the germplasm that is growing in this year's nursery. Thank you, Martin, for hosting us in the middle of pollination season, and please take it away.
My name is Martin Bohn, and I'm the corn breeder here at the University of Illinois in the Crop Sciences Department. And I want to bring you today into our organic breeding nursery here. And I'd like to introduce some of the germplasm that we are working with. The nursery, at least for us here, is mostly for the increase of seed. And so we are increasing the amount of seed that we have available for our inbred lines. We are producing experimental hybrids and for our yield trials next year. Therefore, we try that the nursery is always well managed with regard to fertilization. So we try to provide these inbred lines with everything they need in order to produce a nice tassel and a nice ear, because this is important, or this is crucial for producing healthy and vigorous seed. In addition to that, and it goes along with this, we have to take care of the weeds, because in general, these inbred lines might not be very competitive against weeds. And we also have, at least in this part of the nursery, the ability to irrigate. We have a water gun that allows us to supplement water during flowering time when water is very critical. And sometimes here in the Midwest, especially during flowering, water can become limited. The goal of this nursery is mostly seed production, and we are very conscious about what plants we utilize for making selves or for making crosses in order to produce ears that are nicely filled with healthy, vigorous seed. And in order to keep up that seed quality, we will hand harvest all the materials here in the nursery. For our crossing block, we will bulk all the ears that we collect for a certain cross between two inbred lines. And for other materials, we are keeping each ear separate. We also utilize these nurseries to observe some new germplasm that we want to integrate into our materials. And therefore, we always have on the side some blocks with the new materials that we are not familiar yet with. And we want to evaluate these for some potential later use in our breeding program. And in our breeding program, like in any other breeding program in corn, whether it's conventional or organic, our first breeding objective is to breed corn that is high yielding. It has a high yield potential. And in addition to this, we are selecting for traits that actually allow the hybrids to show the yield potential. So we are interested in early season vigor. We are interested in resistances against diseases and insects. And we are also looking for the tolerance to other abiotic stresses. Particular for organic, for our organic program, we are also interested, and this is actually relatively high on our list of breeding objective, is the tolerance to withstand and to tolerate weeds. And weeds in organic systems are a huge problem, and we try to identify, corn hybrids that show characteristics, architectural characteristics or root characteristics that help them to tolerate weeds. And on the other side here, we are evaluating some very interesting germplasm that might also have some impact on the development of organic hybrids or hybrids that are suited for the production organic farming systems. These are inbred lines that carry tiny snippet of teosynth genome, and we are specifically interested in broaden the genetic basis for root characteristics and for root characteristics that shape the microbiome in a certain way. So we'd like to identify inbreds that associate with bacteria in the soil that might fix nitrogen and that have other beneficial characteristics in managing the nitrogen cycles in the soil. What you see here on this side of the nursery, well, this is part of the AIM panel, and that is, these are inbred lines that were developed over the last 40, 50 years, and they also contain germplasm that became publicly available very recently. And so this is a very diverse set of materials that represent some of the diversity that you can expect when you start working with corn. And all of these materials here might carry some interesting characteristics that we want to utilize in our organic breeding program. However, this diversity is tremendous, and we have to sift through this diversity using all kinds of phenotyping and genetic tools in order to find the ones that we might be interested for our organic breeding.